way to get it.
Alex, I'm sure you did a press conference gather-round week last year, but I think you were wearing different colours.
Yeah, I was standing next to my now captain in different colours, so funny how 12 months can change a fair few things, but really excited to be here at the start of gather-round.
I know you've spoken about it, but I'm sure someone asked you that day whether you'd move home as well, and you were pretty emphatic you wouldn't.
Yeah, I've heard that a bit since I moved home. It was more directed around have I ever thought of coming home, but I've loved me first 4 weeks here and really excited to open the gather-round festivities with a game against Geelong.
Unfortunate the way to lose on the weekend and frustrating, but your start to life as a Crow couldn't have gone much better. Yeah,
it's been a really enjoyable first 4 weeks. We've obviously been able to play some good footy at home, which has been great. The fan experience and to see our 60,000 odd members turn up each week's been incredible, and also from an on-field perspective, really proud of how the group's been able to deal with some challenges, momentum swings, and always give ourselves an opportunity to win. As you saw on the weekend, we were there the last couple of minutes of the game and had an opportunity to win it, and we take a lot of growth from that.
You probably want to look forward, and it's case closed to a degree for the weekend, but how did you see the moment with Rankin, with the mark, the free kick that wasn't there? Did you have a good view for it? And I suppose how's your feeling post-game as well when it all kind of washed up?
Whenever you lose a tight game like that, it's obviously devastating. We're all competitors in the industry of being a professional athlete. So the one thing with that, though, it wasn't the sole moment that cost us the game. There are other key moments where we could have done a little bit better as a team. And that moment in particular was out of our control. So for us, we just got to continue to play the game. It's been a theme of our footy club this pre-season since I've arrived here, is our ability to stay in the moment. And whatever's thrown at us, almost similar to what I touched on earlier, our ability to deal with challenges and momentum swings. I walk off that field now and having time to reflect on the game, really proud of what the group put in. We, at times, looked like maybe the game was getting away, and our ability to fight back and again give ourselves an opportunity. Very proud of what we're able to do.
Do you feel like the performance kind of cemented you as, I guess, finals contenders in a way, actually show that you can challenge the good teams in the competition?
It's probably a discussion for you guys being the ones that talk about footy. For us, our sole focus is literally to dial in each week, and whoever the opposition is, give it our best shot to put on show who we are as a footy club. And week after week, if we can continue to build that, that'll be up to you guys to interpret if we're a serious football side or not.
It's the first time you've had an end like that here at the Crows, but there's been a few over the years for the club. Do you think there should be some kind of compensation for the club when there is a wrong call made like that?
Yeah, given that I'm new, I don't have that attachment to the previous decisions. I think Tim Silvers summed it up very well yesterday with the statement he made around there's not much the AFL can do now, us as a footy team. Now we just got to move on. As players, our ability now is to put energy into the upcoming game, because if we look too far back, you often find you drop the ball a bit and you find yourself chasing your own tail.
How hungry does that make you for this week? Obviously, the hunger from losing and wanting to avenge a win, but also with the eyes of the country on Adelaide and the Crows opening gather-round.
Yeah, it's such a great opportunity. I was, as touched on earlier, a part of the opening game last year in gather-round, and you can just feel the vibe around the city. People who love their sport, not only footy, really tune in, and being the home team, being the team that represent the state, it's our responsibility to put on a good show, and I feel like the group's matured a lot in this sense, and looking forward to these occasions. This is the games that you want to be a part of, and you're playing an outfit that, for as long as I've been involved in footy and watching as a kid, they turn up each week. So what a challenge for this footy club, and we're going to really prepare well.
Does gather-round now, I guess, help you attract SA players back to back to the Crows, like you, following your kind of footsteps, kind of wooing them?
Yeah, I remember when I was playing for Melbourne, you'd come to gather-round and I'd be so proud of what the state offers from a football perspective, and you'd jump on the plane back and feel like how good's footy in South Australia doing. So you can't comment on what other South Australian boys are thinking when they come home to play their footy for gather-round, but from all my experiences and teammates in the past, they all really enjoy getting over here and playing in gather-round.
Do you and the leaders then go out and, try and get a meeting with a couple of the SA boys at Victorian or interstate clubs?
No, I haven't had that invitation yet, and no, I'm just solely focused on trying to get a kick on the weekends.
So just on Saturday, how physically taxing was it, and how much of a challenge now, 5-day break coming into Geelong?
Yeah, every time you go up to the northern states, it's obviously a different humidity and temperature, so we expected that. That's why we train all through summer to prepare for those games and thrive in them. And now for us, this is the beauty of our game, is we get an opportunity now to 5 days later be back on the field trying to attain those 4 points again. So for us now, it's just the ability to prepare well, recover well today, and move on to that game with a clear mindset. And often you usually find your body clicks into gear, not having the mentality that you've got to get up for another 5-day break.
Do you think
you would have worked with Burjo for a fair while. Why is he regarded as so good in this space and preparing players, not just on a 5-day break, but overall? What's his...
Yeah, I guess his ability to understand what each athlete needs, whether you're a power player or an endurance athlete. He tailors each individual's program to get the best out of the individual, and he's already saying that today, for example. We've got our programs ready to recover well and then prepare for a kick on Thursday night or Wednesday to play for Thursday. So really exciting to be back with Burjo.
How do you feel about the idea of a video review type system or a captain's challenge for decisions like that late in the game?
Yeah, I love our game because it's always moving. You see the sports in other countries that are a bit stop-start, and why I love our game is because you've got to be in the moment, stay in the moment, and there's certain times where as a player you have control, but also at times you've seen the AFL prepare a system which allows the video interpretation, but I feel like any other delays in the game, the game would be across too many hours, and you just want to continue to move as a player.
You were obviously one of the club when it happened, but Tom Stewart's kind of torched the Crows a couple of times, being allowed to run free. Do you reckon you might have run with him, try and stop him on Thursday night?
No, not me individually. I've played against Geelong for a few times, and even at my former club, he's always a player that you've got to be mindful of. But I think, as I said earlier, Geelong are a team that have players across all lines that contribute in a way that can be really hurtful to an opposition. So, yeah, you acknowledge he's a tremendous player, but they've also got a lot of other players around him that support them to move the ball.
Riley Thilthorpe was pretty fired up post-game and in the dying minutes there, which is great to see, that kind of passion. Do you, as a leader of the club, what kind of feedback do you give him? Not suggesting he needs to be told off or anything, but what kind of message do you kind of say to him post-game after something like that, where there's a bit of fire and a bit of passion to close things out?
Yeah, I love it. I'm so proud of that bloke for how he's, one, started the year, but also how he handles himself around the footy club. He's a player that I love playing with, and you can see that across the whole group, and also our fans. You can see how much joy every time he's near the footy, the joy he brings to our supporters. So for me, it's just something as a footy club, we're very proud of how Riley handled himself when the competitiveness was at its highest at the end of the game there, and no matter if we win or lose a game at this footy club, we handle it in a humble way and we move forward.
Do you think Zach Andrew then didn't handle it too humbly?
Oh, I can't comment on another player from another club, but I'm so proud of how Riley handled himself.
Just on his form, has he surprised you at all since you've come to the club? Obviously, he's been building, a very high draft pick, but I think he's Champion Data's top-ranked player, and the way he started the year's just been phenomenal. Has his work rate, has his ability to do things at ground level, has anything kind of surprised you, the type of player he's been showing that he is this year?
If you'd asked me that before I got to the footy club, I would say yes, but because I had the opportunity to train with him at Canberra Oval before the season or pre-season got underway, I saw his work ethic and how much he commits himself to being a professional athlete. So seeing him, what he's achieving at this early stage is one, a credit to him, but also his teammates around him. So you've got Tex Walker, who's been around the footy club for a long time, and Darcy Fogarty, who's a player that has been around and knows the nature of the game, and their ability to help Riley, as well as Riley help those boys achieve what they're achieving currently. It says to me that this club is built of the right stuff, and you've got high talented individuals here, however they tip into team, and you're able to see each player of those three have their moments over the first month of footy.
Is there a better key forward in the game right now?
I'm lucky that we've got three great key forwards at this footy club, and like I said, they help each other so much, and at times certain players will have more impact than others, but what you've seen from our group, probably as a whole as well, there hasn't necessarily been standout players week after week. It's a team collaboration effort, and being a part of this, I'm so grateful that I've come to this club at this point.
Last couple of guys.
Matty Crouch, is he going to be all right for fifth?
Yeah, he's just been managed, and we're looking forward to just seeing him back out there in the tricolours. And yeah, Matty just gets his hands dirty, and he's a great teammate to run out there with.
Do you get along to any other gather-round games over the weekend? Obviously, the early week. Do you get involved in the festivities at all with a couple of, what I assume, extra days off? Are you able to indulge yourself in the festival of footy, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm really keen to see what it is like being here over the weekend and seeing a couple of my ex-teammates will be coming over, which will be good to catch up with those guys, and just bring my little girl along to a couple of the festivities will be great.